September 12th of 2016. It's a date we'll never forget. Laurel was down in our basement with her friends, and I was upstairs, and I heard her scream like no other scream a parent would ever want to hear from a child. Her friend kicked the yoga ball from underneath her as she was sitting on it, and she fell on her bottom. And so I thought, well, she's fine. She only fell off a yoga ball. I don't get what's going on. I got her to stand up, and we walked upstairs, and she could barely sit. And I was like, this is not normal. There's something going on here. When we got her into the van, I said, can you feel your legs, Laurel? And she says, yes, but I can't move my legs. We're in the ER, and they did a CAT scan of her head. Then they did an MRI. Well, they came back saying she had a mass on her spinal cord. And they said, we're going to get you down to the University of Iowa.
So we rushed to the hospital. It was about midnight. Went to the emergency room there, and the doctor noticed the x-rays and said,
that's no mass, that's a hematoma on her spinal cord. Hematoma is the blood around the spinal cord, and what they had to do was go in and release that blood from the spinal cord, so that way it took the pressure off that spinal cord. And they had a 5-hour surgery, almost 6 hours, and the outcome was she had a 10 to 15% chance of ever walking again.
When they tell you that your daughter's only got 10 to 15% chance of walking, it was really hard. But went through it all right.
When they got out of surgery, Dr. Kingsley came over to me, and he's like, we got her out of surgery, things went good. The next 48 hours is going to tell us what her outcome will be. She had to lay flat for 2 days. She wasn't allowed to move. They had to keep her blood pressure up, so that way the blood would stay away from the spinal cord. You go from a kid that's very, very active, who doesn't sit down, who plays sports, who does dance, does anything but sit, to where all of a sudden, you know, your world is going to change, and there's a possibility you're going to go home in a wheelchair.
I believe about the third day, she started feeling a little bit of her tickling and stuff like that. And I thought, well, that was a pretty good sign. Later on, she was moving it, I think the fourth day. By Sunday, she started walking, and she wasn't going to allow the nurse to help her. It was just me, and that's pretty special.
I actually got it on video. Dr. Kingsley comes running up. He's like, what is going on here? You are a miracle. And he literally had tears in his eyes when he saw her walking. He kept saying, do it again, do it again, do it again. And we, of course, as parents, had tears in our eyes as well.
It took 8 days to have her pretty much fully recovered.
Between the time of the fall until surgery, there was about 7 hours. And from what the neurosurgeon team said, if we would have waited 1 more hour, she would have had possibly a different outcome. You hear all the time that the University of Iowa is amazing, but you don't realize it until you are here.